Hello there, this is Kamal Eita, founder of Game Hermits. This vlog is very important for us to truly connect with you. If you are a new fan, here is a brief intro. Game Hermits is a small indie game development team comprising only 2 members. We are experienced game developers who are very passionate about making new and fresh gameplay mechanics and stories. Recently, we have been developing an RTS squad-based game titled Cult of Valkyrie. Cult of Valkyrie is a game where you lead the great heathen army of strong Viking warriors to execute their revenge on the kingdoms of Britannia in the late 9th century. The game is a mashup between Warcraft 3 and Ancestors Legacy. It heavily focuses on squad micromanagement and battle tactics, introducing champions and special abilities. You might be wondering, what new mechanics do you offer? Well, first and foremost, the game will not feature a freely roaming camera with a foggy map system like your typical RTS. Instead, the camera will stick to the currently selected squad. Each level will begin with a small given squad, and your typical objective will be to defeat the enemy city and occupy it. Objectives may vary depending on the level. But how can you defeat a big citadel with such small forces? We answer this with a recruitment system that is not like any game you have played before. Our recruitment system requires you to occupy smaller villages and farms. It is only then when you can turn peasants and farmers into strong soldiers with the right amount of resources. Or you can choose to spare them, in which case they will provide you with more resources. Sounds complicating? In short, the game revolves around you defeating the enemy by weakening their economy and using their people against them, like a real Viking chief. It is worth noting that the story of the game is fictional. Although it uses real historical events, we found a little problem coming with an interesting story about the Viking raids on Britannia while being historically authentic. It's mainly because their raids were focused on silver and women. So instead, we've created a historical fiction where you experience the great heathen army raids on Britannia in a more epic and intriguing atmosphere. Lastly, we proudly announce our pre-alpha version after 3 months of serious work. A small 10 minutes version published on edge.io, links in the description below. It features the core mechanic of the restricted camera movement, basic squad micromanagement, as well as basic battle mechanics. Note that all graphics and UI are just sandboxes. After all, we are 2 programmers. Art isn't really our thing. We only wanted to give you a visual context of how the gameplay should feel like. We are planning, of course, on hiring professional artists, but that all depends on your feedback on the pre-alpha version. So, if you have some time to spare, we'd be very happy if you could download our version and test it out. Any feedback will be very helpful. You can contact us on our social media channels or send us an email. Of course, links in the description. If you would like to keep in touch with us, subscribe to our weekly newsletter. Thank you for supporting us, and we hope to deliver a game you'd like to play.